I can guess pretty close. I think I would have been about 4 years old, and I was born in 27.
And how did they end up there?
By being convinced by a preacher who would come in to hold a what they call protracted meeting. That is, it went on for sometimes 2 weeks, and it was by conviction that this was right, that this was the truth of the gospel. This was right by truth, and truth meant something that you could argue about.
So-
something rational, something reasonable.
So if you were 4, where would you have been living?
Would have been living in Sykes area. First of all, it was a strange thing. Dad had rented a place in Brush Creek, which was 6 miles up the road, a different road. And when we had all of our belongings on a wagon or a truck or something or other, and when we came to the place that Dad had rented, only to find out that the owner had sold it out from under us. So we had nowhere else to go but to Uncle Millard's farm up in the hollow, head of the hollow.
I remember coming there.
Yep. So that's where we wound up. And so that our family and Uncle Jim's family, who were already living in Uncle Millard's place in the hollow there, we two families wound up together. Well, guess who said to my dad one morning, "Young man," and when she said "you man," he listened up.
Ain't lying.
Yes, she said, "Young man, I want you to get out here today, and I don't want you to come back till you found us a place to live." And he did, and we did.
So that was your mother telling him
It
that?
was my mother putting her foot down for one of the few
calling
times.
your dad young man.
Yeah.
That meant business.
And when she said that, well, his ears perked up, and he went out, and he didn't come back till we had another place to live.
How many days was that?
How many days we were living together?
No, how many days did it take him to get?
I don't think it took him but one day.
So when they started going to the Church of Christ, do you know which church it was?
It would have been Sykes, I'm pretty sure, because that's where my earliest remember going to church was in that white frame building in Sykes, Tennessee.
And what about your mother's family and your father's family, their parents? Do you know whether they were religious or went to church?
I have no memory of church life from either of those. My earliest memories of church life were with my own parents. Yeah.
Okay.
And somehow or other, I was born in Smith County, but was born across the river, as they called it, the Thompson place. And then my earliest memories of things like that began at the church in Sykes. The Tubb family was strong members of the church, a strong family. And Miss Minnie Tubb, who was the mother and grandmother of a couple of generations, she taught the little folks like me, and we got these colored cards from the Gospel Advocate Company, and that every one of those cards had a memory verse on it. Well, we would be given those cards, and that's that's not only my earliest days of memory work, but I think that was the beginning of something that was latent within me, and see, right now, today, I can quote long, verses. I don't mean verses, I mean
Passages.
long poems. And I have a lot of that poetry in my mind, in my stories. And I keep it alive by quoting it to myself.